how far did you get into that movie?
Probably like 35 minutes.
35. That's good enough. I wish you would have watched it, John. It's the craziest movie.
I meant to, dude. I just got busy watching other stuff.
Just
Really?
Dude,
You didn't
I
have
told
time?
you it was a topic I wanted to talk about.
I know, but it was I saw something that I had to watch.
What?
It was the Bam Margera documentary on HBO Max.
Oh, you're fucking.
You chose a different evil leader instead of the
You're gonna
Fuhrer.
do whatever the fuck you want. Fuck
It was
it.
very interesting.
Was
but,
it? I didn't
yeah.
even see they posted one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
Yeah,
But I've
it's-
watched a lot of
It's
stuff.
that
I know
it's like a
everything.
documentary series that's like the curious case of, and she
Oh,
does like
so they just did an episode on Bam Margera.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Dude, well, this movie was called.
the Britney Spears of Jackass.
This movie was called Hitler: Rise of Evil, and it's
very much like Jackass. It's very
who did this movie? Like, was it like a big studio?
No, it was
or-
like a Showtime like mini series, and it
Okay.
came out in like 2003. And I'd leave Shriver's in it. He's like Hitler's friend, and it's from the perspective of like a young Hitler and him becoming dictator of Germany in the 30s.
Okay.
And
so,
it's
like, how did you stumble on this movie?
it kept popping up in my YouTube reels.
And you just gave it a shot, and you were like,
Well, no, I was like, what is this craziness? Did somebody was just like, hey, I just want to make like a biopic about Hitler.
and it's kind of
I was
artsy. Like,
Yeah,
it's-
I was like, that's the most insane. It won an Emmy for like cinematography.
I had to look up who Lieb Schreiber was. I forgot.
Sabretooth.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like Hitler's friend, and the beginning is like a montage of like Hitler's life. Like he's a little kid, and he's like painting, and his mom's like, "You're gonna be a beautiful artist one day." And then his dad comes in and like hits him, and like, "Oh, that's probably where all the anger comes from."
boom, and dictator.
And
right
then,
there.
Wasn't it like the real story that like both of Hitler's parents kind of ignored him?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I don't think-
Okay, because I listened to
It was very like historically inaccurate.
Okay.
It did not seem like there's just like it's interesting because like I think you should know this to try to prevent other people
yeah.
from becoming dictators, but
Yeah.
too late. But we were talking about this before we started recording, where it's like you need a look. Your face should be everywhere, and he's like he's like looking in the mirror, and he's like and then he shaves his like mustache.
He's what did he say? He was like Stalin had like the beard.
The
and,
beard,
like-
yeah. When you think of
this guy had
communism,
this
you
guy.
think of mustache and beard, and like
and then he just kind of stares off into the distance.
yeah. And
he's
as
like,
he becomes
Yeah.
older, his mustache grows in fuller. Like in the beginning,
That's so dumb.
yeah, no, it's so funny. Like in the
So
beginning, when he's
dumb,
like
man.
dropping out of art school, it's just little whiskers, and then he goes to World War I, and it's like stubble. And then he gets out of the war and he has like a full, just like regular mustache. And then then the scenes are like, you need an iconic look, and he's like, and he's like,
I'll steal one from Charlie Chaplin.
yeah. So
He's
they,
doing
they,
well
they
with
show
it.
him like shaving his mustache into the Hitler stash. I'm like, that's not how it happened.
Yeah.
overnight.
Yeah. And then the other guy was like, you guys need a symbol, you need a poster, because there's all these like Germany's in shamble, and like all these political factions are rising up, and there's a lot of communists, or all these like red posters everywhere, and it's like something eye-catching like that. And then you see him in his room, and he's like he's looking at all these books, and he's drawing, and he's painting. He has like a pencil behind his ear, and he's like measuring stuff, and then he just holds up a piece of paper, and it's just a fucking swastika, and it's just like the way it's
Yeah,
shot.
like, that's
is
not how
so
that happened.
really corny.
ridiculous.
It's very cliche.
Yeah, and then
very
they show him
corny.
like talking for the first time at like the meeting for like the National Socialist Party, and he's like he has like the Eminem like beat rabbit. where,
Yeah.
like, he chokes and he's like, and they're like louder, and then he's just like, the Jews, we need to get them all.
Are you even listening?
Yeah, and then like the first time he Zig Heils,
Yeah.
they zoom in really close on his hand, and they fucking like plays just like ominous music. And it's just so ridiculous.
So when was that he did the like drawing of the swastika, like the
Oh, like what year?
Yeah,
Like
the-
the 20s, like maybe like 22, 23.
Okay, that might actually be accurate then, because this says Adolf Hitler designed the Nazi flag in 1920.
Yeah, it's like somewhere around there.
I
It's like the
mean,
20s. It's like
okay,
way.
That's a pretty low bar for like
Yeah,
I didn't
historical
think
accuracy.
Yeah, but I didn't think he designed the Nazi flag.
Oh, I know
thought it
he
was just
he
like-
stole it from like Buddhist symbols.
Yeah. There's a scene in it where
Okay.
he's like
Yeah,
looking.
yeah. Well, no, the swastika is like an old
It's
an
a
old
Bu-
Indian thing.
No,
Like,
it's a Buddhist
Well,
symbol.
India.
Or
not
India, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Is-
in Asia they still like draw it and have it, and then they come to the West and they'll do it, and they're like, "What's
People are
fucking
like,
wrong?"
whoa.
Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, what are you talking about? Because they don't learn about like World War II. In Asia, they only learn about like the Japanese part of World War II, so I don't really
Yeah.
know that like how offensive like that symbol is in the West. Like these there's like a TikTok trend a couple years ago where kids would go like this, and it's supposed to be the Meiji. But then people in America were being like, "Why are they like making like swastika hand movements?"
Yeah.
It was like a big deal.
Yeah, I think I know like too much about Hitler because of all the podcasts that I've listened to and shit. Like, because last podcast on the left did like a series on the occult and the Nazis or whatever.
Yeah.
And then like I
A
listened
lot of
to
that shit's like not true. I heard.
and then I listened to Real Dictators, which like that one is pretty accurate.
Did you watch
I do like that.
Hitler
Yeah.
or like How to Become a Dictator on Netflix?
No, I didn't.
That was really
I
interesting.
watched-
The
I think I
Saddam
watched one of them.
episode was really good.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
like I thought it was just Hitler. That's like a series.
Yeah. There's
Yeah, How to
one of
Become
Okay.
a Dictator is a series. Hitler: Rise of Evil. It's just such a weird take to
They-
show him like young and becoming like I get what they were
Yeah,
trying
like they're
to
trying
do.
to get you to like empathize
Yeah,
with
no,
them or
'cause
a
you
little
something.
bit.
Yeah, because you kind
It's
of
fucking
see like
insane.
Yeah,
how-
what a goal. Like,
Yeah.
wow.
because you see like how like in shambles the government was like after World War One and just like the economy.
Yeah.
So, and like how like mismanaged. And,
Yeah,
like,
that's why he was able
Yeah.
to lie.
But you're
to people
watching
and
it,
get
you're
them-
kind of like, dude,
That's
fucking-
extreme.
I kind of
mean-
you find yourself like, rooting for Hitler a little bit.
Shut the
I
fuck
don't know
up.
about that. It's pretty early, and he
no,
like gives.
but it's like you see why when you hear about that shit because I've listened to like in-depth podcasts on it and shit. You see,
Yeah, they were so disenfranchised.
yeah, you see why he was able to like
manipulate.
brainwash people. Yeah, like
Yeah.
it was
And
because
dude, and then halfway through the movie, you're like, oh fuck, this is similar to some current events because he tries to throw a coup like the first time, and it like doesn't go well. And this came out in 2003, and he's just shouting, "We're gonna storm the Capitol! Storm the Capitol!" And you're like, "Fuck, dude!"
That
And then he
aged
goes
well.
on trial for treason, but that just makes people like love him more. You know what I mean? He was able to use that to his benefit.
God damn it.
Yeah, and you're like, "Fuck, dude, it's too late, dude. It's too late."
I did enjoy
we
it,
fucked
like-
up. We fucked up.
I enjoyed how quickly he jumped to like getting rid of all of the Jews. Like he just walks up to his like commanding officer and gives him this like pen, and he's like, "Eliminate
Yeah,
all the Jews."
That
And I
was
like,
another thing. Yeah, after the
wow,
fucking,
we jumped to that like real quick,
Yeah.
didn't we?
He was like supposed to go in like spy because he was still in the army. He's supposed to spy on the National Socialist Party, and he gives back the report, and he's like, the commanding officers, "What's this last part?" He's like, "Just some thoughts I added. How I could help it out." And it's just get rid of all the Jews.
Like,
It's
yeah, I
it
mean,
is like
and to
goddamn.
me- to me it kind of seemed like that like he wasn't really he didn't really have that much conviction in hating Jews. It was just the
There was
just
an
the
easy
it was the
scapegoat.
right
Yeah.
it was the convenient people to
People
target.
were already really
Right.
anti. So they show that in
Yes.
the movie too.
Yeah.
Like when he
Yeah.
gets out of World War One after they surrender, and just like everybody's just like on the street and like homeless. They're all like, "It was the Jews' fault," and he's like, And
Yeah,
that-
that was what was in the air. So
yeah.
Hitler
So he's like, "I
took
can
that.
use this."
Yeah.
Yeah, and even in like, there's a scene in World War One. His commanding officer is Jewish, and he's like, "I always spoke well of your people," and because like so that's been a thing for like Hitler didn't like people were already very anti-Semitic.
Yeah, it wasn't
Yeah.
just Hitler.
It was just a convenient.
he was
No,
able to,
because
like-
but there was like an underlying like white supremacist element of Germany that
Yeah.
like that was spreading rumors that like the World War One defeat was all because of the Jews
ran
and
the
whatnot. Yeah,
banks, yeah.
yeah. So it was like there, and he just like took it and ran with it, and
Yeah, he just agitated people and put
Yeah.
gasoline on it.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
Yeah,
And it
it's
worked
like,
out in his favor.
and then you watch it like, oh fuck, dude.
Yeah.
yeah.
Very similar to what's going on today, dude.
Jesus.
Yeah.
It was a crazy time to, but it's so like, because it's like a TV movie, so it's very like poorly like presented
Yeah.
in a
Could you-
ridiculous way.
Could you imagine like the person who wrote the movie?
Yeah,
like sitting around with his like Hollywood buddies, just like getting high, smoking weed, and being like, "What do you guys think about a movie where we get people to empathize with Hitler?"
Yeah, no, like
Like
pitching it.
Hitler, but he's
pitching
the
it
good
to a
guy now.
sla- to the studio, and he's like, "Yeah, no, it's a young Hitler. It's before he did all
Before
that
he was
stuff."
You know,
bad.
you guys know how like Cobra Kai, they made Johnny out to be the bad guy in the movie, but then he
they
became the
came
good
back.
guy in the
Yeah,
show. Let's try it with World War II.
That's
Like,
he was like, "Yeah, I'm
like-
sick of all these World War II movies with
How
like the Allies. I want to see
How desperate-
Hitler drawing a swastika."
how
Being
desperate
like,
was Showtime in 2003?
probably pretty desperate.
to be like, yeah, this sounds like a good idea.
You'd have to be pretty.
And they
desperate.
try to like when you read the Wikipedia synopsis, it makes it seem like it's not that focused on Hitler, and it's like
That's the
about
title of the movie.
no, but like there's another character, I forget his name.
Ava Braun.
Himmler.
No, he was like this Jewish guy, and he wrote. He's like a real person. He wrote a newspaper. It's the only newspaper at the time like opposing Hitler and being like from like the beginning, like before he even like was rising in popularity, being like, no, this guy's a psychopath.
Yeah.
And they try it, but he's not that prevalent in the movie.
Yeah.
But when you read the Wikipedia, they're like, oh no, it's like 50-50 this guy and then this guy, and they try to show like oh no, it's like we're not for Hitler, but it's really just a movie about Hitler, and it's really
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah, it's
Dude, you know
definitely-
what sucks is right now there's this thing they do with movies where it's like they're not in the theater, but to like get them on Amazon, it's like the same price as the movies that are in the theaters.
Yeah.
You know, because they're not like fully released yet. Like The Order, for instance, is a movie that I really want to watch. It's I forget what the guy's name was. It's like a famous story about a Jewish radio guy who
It was like
group
that
of
narrows
white
it down. Okay.
supremacists. No, a group of white supremacists like gunned him down in his driveway.
Ooh.
Is it out? Is it like a new movie?
Yeah, it's pretty new, but it's not in theaters. It's yeah,
It's
It's-
just released on Amazon.
no, it's on like it's I don't know what it's released on, but on Amazon it was like $20 to rent it.
Oh yeah.
It's sometimes I
Um,
do that just because it's like for me +1 to go to a movie theater. It's like I compare the price to how much it would be just to rent
Well,
that movie.
is that how you trick Haley?
Yeah.
You're like, no, we can just stay at home, babe, and then you only have to pay for the price of one movie ticket.
No, it's
And
like
not-
those movies add up to like the price of 2 tickets basically. It's not
Oh,
that
really?
different. Yeah. And
Um,
she's the one that likes to stay home. I don't like to stay home as much as she does.
no, dude. How expensive is it? I always go on cheap movie day.
Oh yeah, I do that
It's like
too. And like
$10.
Tuesdays at
Yeah.
Cinemark and Strong's, but like it's something like that.
I just
It's-
went and I saw that shitty movie, Flight Risk, with Mark Wahlberg.
Oh, I know
And
what you're talking about.
it's pretty bad. It was on it had like a shoestring budget, so like you saw the preview, like the plane gets taken over, like Topher Grace is like a government witness. There's like whoever plays like the air marshal transporting him, and then Mark Wahlberg's the hitman trying
Yeah.
to kill Topher Grace, and he takes over the plane, and they like subdue Mark Wahlberg, and she's on the phone with her like boss, who's like Leah Ramey, whatever, the girl from King of Queens, and you never see Leah Ramey on screen, or like the bad guy, like the mobster that
Yeah.
like assigned Mark Wahlberg to like kill Topher Grace, or like there's like a higher up like U.S. Marshal deputy who's like the bad guy, who's like the leak, and you never see. They're all just on the phone. Like you never see like
Is that-
the real bad guy in the movie.
Is
and
that
it's
just the
crazy.
budget thing? Is
Yeah,
because
it's
we didn't want to fly
they
these
couldn't
people in.
afford to like shoot those scenes.
They would just have them call.
Yeah, we'll just have them call on the phone,
and we'll record that and put
Yeah,
it in the
and that's
movie,
fine,
and then
yeah.
give them a credit, an acting
yeah,
credit.
they have
in
an
this
act.
movie.
They got paid, but they're just not
That's
on
crazy.
camera. And it's
I mean,
really weird.
To be
yeah.
fair, I mean, I
Like
can't.
you never see the actual bad guy in the movie.
But you do get to see Topher Grace.
yeah, Topher Grace is in
You
it.
could have like not. I'm every time I see Topher Grace, I'm like,
Oh, he's Eric Foreman.
he's Eric Foreman or
acts
Shitty
exact-
Venom. Those
he
are the
acts
two I
exactly
see.
like Eric Foreman in the movie.
All
Like,
the
his
time.
mannerisms, like he has no
Yeah.
other acting like
Nope.
range.
Yeah,
It's just
so-
being scrawny, sarcastic guy.
So
the
the
time.
order was a like splinter group off of Aryan nations, and they assassinated Alan Berg, who was a radio host. He was a Jewish radio host who would talk radio host who would like have like Nazis and Aryan Brotherhood people like call into his show and argue with them, basically.
Yeah.
When?
And it was
what
like
time period is it? set?
this was, I don't know, the 1983 is when it happened.
I would love to hear
Okay,
some of those
yeah.
like recordings.
Yeah.
And
Next podcast topic.
Hey, there we go.
I mean, I know about it because Mark Maron played Alan Berg in the
Oh.
movie, but he didn't have a big part. It was just his voice on the radio, basically, and then getting gunned down in the driveway. Like that was,
it's the movie I want to do.
yeah.
Mark
Yeah.
Maron
Yeah, Mark Maron.
But it's
plays
about
Alan.
this guy. It's a movie about this guy.
It's a movie about the Order, which was the
the
the white supremacist group who
Gotcha.
assassinated Alan
Okay.
Berg. Yeah.
so it's another weird movie where it focuses on like Nazis and not like people fighting Nazis or like opposing Nazis.
No, I mean it's like meant to like it's not meant to like have you empathize with the Order.
Okay.
It's yeah, it's like showing you how
I don't
bad
think-
they
I
are.
don't
I
think-
think I don't know. I haven't seen it.
Yeah,
but
I don't think like this movie, like Hitler Rise of Evil was meant to, but they the execution.
it sounds like it was.
There's
There's
very-
moments.
Yeah.
very poor, yeah,
where
and
you're-
like I think what they were trying to go is like be like, see, this is how easy it was for Hitler to like brainwash people,
yeah.
but
Okay.
because you see like I like how like the disarray like Germany's in, and you're like, okay, I could get why people were fucking mad and pissed off.
And
Like
just
Yeah.
bread was
clamoring.
literally like $500,000.
Dude, you know what's crazy about
That's how
The
bad like the
whole-
inflation was.
World War II thing is my whole life I thought that
Your grandpa fought for the U.S.
no, my grandpa did fight for the U.S.
You
He
found
was
him.
Italian though. How did?
Yeah.
didn't
he was born in the U.S.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was my Italian grandpa was on a Navy ship, a minesweeper ship, which was like one of the most dangerous jobs you could have
Yeah.
off the coast of Japan. And so minesweeper was basically a ship that just went through the water and tried to explode mines.
You know,
over
when
the
they like
water
drag a
before-
chain
yeah.
or something, and it
Yeah,
would-
they had like a thing between two ships, and they would try to like set off mines before they could damage.
It's gotta
the
be pretty
actual
nerve-wracking.
warships.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it was very
Imagine like a
dangerous.
12-hour day, and there's gonna be a random explosion
Oh,
at some
But
time.
what did
we're just
you
not
think
sure.
about World War II?
But my whole life about World War II, I always thought that like Mussolini was like this like just as like strong and intelligent and like brutal as Hitler. You
No,
know
he's
what I
a
mean?
fucking idiot.
Kind of a bitch.
He was a fucking moron.
Yeah.
Like I that Real Dictator show, like that podcast was like, holy shit, he was an idiot.
He
Yeah.
sucked, and
He was
ended
He
up,
was like
didn't go well for him.
He was
Yeah.
also like weirdly obsessed with Hitler too, apparently.
Yeah.
Like just like trying to like impress him and like
well, he felt that
Made it,
he
like,
felt he
awkward.
thought that like joining Hitler was his way to stay in power forever,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
And
didn't he
obviously
get
it didn't work out for him.
No, he got
but-
I'm not
bad,
sure
yeah.
how accurate this is because I might have heard this wrong, but I'm pretty sure like Mussolini was in hiding, like he was dressed as
Yes,
like a
yeah.
German soldier, and they found him because he wouldn't like the German soldiers had those like shiny black boots, and he had his like brown leather like Italian boots on, and they're like, "Why aren't you in?" And he was just like in right with
Yeah,
regular
because the people
soldiers.
of Rome wanted to like lynch him.
Yeah, and they're
Like,
like,
they were yeah.
they're like, "Why aren't you in uniform?" And they're, "Oh, that's fucking Mussolini, you fucking idiot." Like,
That's
just take your
hilarious.
That's
shoes
the other
off.
thing, dude.
That's how they got him, and then they
Hilarious.
dragged him through the streets.
It is weird, like being like I know a lot of Italian people that will like talk about like white privilege, like, oh, my family's not from here, they came over in 1920 and blah blah blah, and it's like, yeah, so did mine,
Dude,
but
Italians
like
are white as fuck.
no, but like it wasn't like Italians were good in 1920, like they were.
Yeah.
they were pretty bad.
There was
Like, it
reasons to
yeah.
be mad at the Italians.
Well,
as
there
a
were
US
reasons
yeah.
why they came to America. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, it wasn't like Italian was like a wholesome country. Italy
you
was like
picked
a
a hell of
wholesome
a time.
country in the 20s and 40s. I mean, they were part of the axis of evil. You know, like it's
And then we're like, why is everyone so mad at us all the time?
Yeah.
Well, because you killed Grandpa.
Did Italy even really do anything like army, like battle wise in World War
yeah,
II?
they joined up with
Yeah, I
the
know they joined
Nazis
up with
and
Hitler, but you never hear about like
They
the
didn't do anything,
Italian
like-
army. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, it's
Like,
like, it's
no,
kind of
dude.
like,
Well, you got to understand that Hitler basically used like any countries that like joined up with the Nazis. Like Hitler basically used those countries' soldiers as like human shields, basically. You know, like
Oh, yeah.
oh yeah,
you know, like they were
just
They
throw
were,
them to
like,
the front
first in, like,
lines,
yeah.
under equipped, and then
Yeah,
well, that's
it's
a good
like,
idea.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
might as well
great idea.
risk this other country's army instead of
fuck
ours.
it,
You know.
He's Mussolini. He's how smart
Yeah.
is he?
But that was the problem with Italy is why they weren't a good ally for Hitler.
They
was
switch sides or something.
well,
when
the
they
people
lose.
weren't behind
Yeah.
Mussolini. That was the big problem. It was, and that's what I mean. That's coming from an Italian person. That's how my grandpa always told me that. Like,
was like,
oh
oh,
no,
yeah.
we weren't. We everybody hated Mussolini. You know.
Yeah,
like-
right, John. We've seen your
It's like,
Mussolini
all right.
posters upstairs.
Well, I mean, my family wasn't even in Italy during World War II. They were already here, but
Yeah,
I mean, they moved here in 1918. I think was my great grandfather moved to America. Yeah,
not too
Same.
long
My-
after World
I
War I.
think my great grandfather, it was like 1919.
Yeah.
Because that's when Mussolini came to power.
where did they move to originally?
What do you mean? Like
Your like family that moved over from Italy. Like, where did they move to?
like Youngstown, like when they came over
Okay,
from
yeah.
Italy.
Because there's like there's like a couple cities that Italians moved to.
yeah,
There's like Youngstown. My family was Johnstown, Pennsylvania.
yeah.
That was a big one. There's Rochester, New York was a big one.
He was he was in New York for a little bit, and then he had a cousin in Youngstown, and then because like Youngstown used to be super Italian.
Yeah, other than New York, in like the Middle East, I can't call it the Midwest. We're not in the Midwest, but
What do you
Definitely the Middle
well, you're
East.
just trying to coin a new phrase. You
It's-
can't call it the Middle East.
Might
I mean,
be
it's the-
confusing.
People aren't gonna know what the fuck you're talking about.
it's the Rust Belt, I guess.
Okay,
It's-
Rust Belt
yeah.
is better. Yeah,
You
but
guys ever
it's
been to
but
the
it's
Swensons in the Middle
basically
East?
yeah.
in this area that we live in. It was Youngstown, Ohio, and Johnstown, Pennsylvania were like the two
super
big Italian hubs. Like it was
Mhm.
big mafia places too. Like, it
Yeah.
was,
Yeah,
which is weird because Johnstown is not that anymore.
neither is Youngstown.
Youngstown still has some trace of Italian.
Yeah, they
in
do
it.
the Italian festival every year.
Yeah, but
Um,
that downtown area
yeah, my great
is scary. It's like a Scooby Doo ghost town.
yeah,
down
yeah,
there.
well,
it is,
Young,
man.
downtown Youngstown.
Yeah, dude.
fucking
It is scary, dude.
don't go down to fucking down. Like
I
at night.
I
You'll get
hated working
murdered.
at the funny farm because of like walking home or walking back to the car.
Is that where it is right now? It's in
No,
Youngstown?
not
Oh,
anymore. It's
no.
in Niles now, and it's a lot better.
Yeah,
The room's bad. I mean, I still liked the original setup. It looked nice in there when you got in. but
Yeah, the
you're right.
original room was sick, but the location
the location
sucked.
was just in the smack like downtown.
Yeah,
Youngstown.
dude.
Yeah.
It was,
So you're walking from like there at like 11 o'clock at night or something.
yeah, back to your
Yeah.
car, and you park like 3 blocks away, and there's literally
Your
it's
car's
just
on cinder blocks.
no, but it's just silence because there's nothing going on
Yeah,
in
dude.
downtown Youngstown.
There's like the funny farm, then there's like the restaurant underneath of it, and then not a damn thing.
It's like if you're
Like,
walking at night on like the north side of downtown Cleveland. You know what I mean? Like over by the Brown Stadium where
Yeah.
there's nothing happening, all the lights are shut off.
Yeah,
Like that's downtown Youngstown.
but just
It's-
all the time
Yeah.
pretty
because
much.
they can't afford the electricity.
Right, yeah.
Because there's just no industry anymore.
It's
that
awful,
that
dude.
restaurant underneath of it, I can't remember the name of it. That place was sweet. Have you ever eaten there?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
I like that. They had some like Mexican street corn tacos one time,
Ooh, that
and I
sounds
was
good.
like, "Whoa, those are awesome! Let me get those."
Yeah, but like the building sucked too though, because to go to the funny farm, you either had to walk up like 6 flights of stairs or you had to use this freight elevator that looked like it was out of the movie Hostel.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
something. Like it was like, like it was scary as fuck, dude.
That I used the elevator one time and was like, never again.
I used it all the time, but I always felt so weird, like whenever I would take like audience members up with me because they would be like, "Where's the funny farm?" Be like, "Oh, follow me," and I'd like take them to the freight elevator, and just like,
You're like, oh, this person's gonna human traffic.
Yeah,
me, right?
immediately,
yeah,
that's
it
what
looks
it is.
like I'm leading them to like the
To get
slaughter or
kidnapped,
something.
yeah.
Like it's like.
And they're probably sitting there thinking like, it is downtown Youngstown. Like if I'm gonna get trafficked anywhere, it's right
Yeah,
here.
nobody's gonna hear you scream.
Yeah,
Like,
there's nobody
Nobody's gonna
around.
hear you scream. Yeah, dude. It's Niles is a lot better. It's got its own parking lot. The room is fucking fire. Like
Low
it's,
ceilings.
Yeah.
It's tight.
It's a low ceiling basement room. It's the shit.
And like they got the candle trick thing where it's like you turn on the electric candle when you want like another drink or some food or something. Like
Yeah,
I
that's a
love
good
that.
idea.
Yeah.
That's so
it works
good.
so nice.
Yeah.
Um,
So before we get out of here, you guys brought this up as a topic we could talk about, and I want to talk about it because I'm curious. Underrated candies. I don't know why.
There's some seriously underrated
Oh,
candies.
dude,
out
Somebody
there.
have one in mind? Is
Yeah.
that why you thought of it?
Yeah.
Smarties.
Smarties?
Yeah.
I don't
Dude.
mind smart. I don't know if I would go as far as like underrated.
You don't think they're underrated? You think everybody loves Smarties?
I don't.
I
I
love
don't think everybody
Smarties.
needs to love Smarties. They're,
Why? You don't like Smarties?
I mean, they're okay. but
Yeah,
they're-
that makes them underrated. They're
to
great.
you, maybe.
Yeah, they're great. I love Smarties.
Uh,
Not the weird like British Necco wafer kind or whatever the fuck they're called. Like the American Smarties.
good old fashioned American Smarties.
Yeah.
I think Three Musketeers are a little
Oh
underrated.
fuck yeah, dude!
I
That's
don't
my
thi-
favorite candy.
I don't think that many people actually
I
fuck with Three
love- I
Musketeers.
was told that's an old people candy.
Three Musketeers.
Oh, but many people in my office.
I mean, they're good.
We talked about that in the last episode. We're like, yeah, it's an old people. Can we eat Three Musketeers? I was like, dude, I love Three
I think of like
Musketeers.
honestly, like I think of like Werther's Originals or like those
Yeah.
like little strawberry hard
Circus
candies.
peanuts. Yeah, that's gross. Old
Dude, you
people
know,
candy.
Those are
I-
old people candies.
what I think is underrated because it's like so unpopular that you can't find it anywhere anymore.
What?
Nutrageous candy bars.
I don't even know what that
Yeah, I
is.
don't think I know what that is either.
Was that like a early
It was a
90s
Reese's. No, it's
candy?
I found one
Nut
on this
Rage.
road trip I was just on.
I like. Is it like I like?
It's made by
Fast
Reese's, I
Breaks.
think. It's like
Those are good.
it's like it almost looks like a Baby Ruth.
Mhm.
But it has like nuts on the outside, chocolate, and then there's like peanut butter. And cookie.
Okay, I know what you're talking
on the
about.
inside.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Dude,
Sounds really good.
So bomb.
Dude, they make chocolate covered Baby Ruths now.
What?
Those are fucking dang.
Is that just getting close to a
Wait.
Snickers? Like, is that are
Baby
we just
Ruths
getting?
are chocolate covered.
No, they're like peanut butter. on
No,
the
you're thinking
outside.
of Payday.
Is that
Am
might be-
I?
Baby Ruths are the ones with chocolate on the
What the
outside.
fuck's a baby?
Oh, I think you're right.
Yeah.
Oh man, maybe
I
I,
can
might
picture
be thinking
the
of
wrapping.
Paydays.
Yeah, Paydays are the ones that are just like peanuts with peanut butter, caramel, and nougat.
Yeah.
But
inside.
like, if you cover one of those in
What's
chocolate,
What
you
the-
basically just.
I don't
have
think I've ever had a
Snickers.
Baby Ruth then. 'Cause I can't like picture. Okay, yeah, no, I was right. You were right. I was thinking of Paydays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chocolate covered Paydays.
Really?
Are great, dude. Because Paydays are so good. Those
Yeah,
are
yeah.
underrated,
Dude.
I would agree. Those are underrated.
Dude, chocolate covered ones are even better.
I can't believe you've watched The Goonies and haven't had a Baby Ruth. Like that's.
I thought I don't know. I guess I thought when I think Baby Ruth, I think of a Payday.
Okay.
And
so
I
you
guess
got
I'm
it
just a
mixed up.
fucking idiot.
Baby
I get.
Ruth
I don't think I've ever. I'm gonna have to buy a Baby Ruth now, dude.
just to experience it.
I've never had a baby. I thought every time. I don't know why. I thought they were like the same thing.
I've never been excited for one, but like I tried it. and it
I've
was
never. Are they good? Do you
They're
like Baby
fine.
Ruths?
They're all right. They're not
I've
my
never. I've
favorite.
never had a Baby Ruth.
I don't know if they're anybody's
I
I like
favorite.
Paydays.
Paydays, dude. I don't know if I've told this story on the podcast before, but I've always loved Paydays. But we went to this camp in like 5th grade in
And
Texas.
somebody shoved one up your butt.
No.
If you proof it,
And-
it's free.
And it was like every elementary school went to this camp for like a week.
Yeah, we had that
Yeah.
up here. It was
Yeah.
called
And
Camp Chris.
so if you like were like the best at like a task, like a hike
Mhm.
or we had like a fossil find.
How
or
wait? How long
whatever.
Jerking
did
off
you
a
go for
counselor.
it? Go for
A
it?
week,
A
5
week.
days.
Oh, we
yeah.
only went for a weekend.
But if you were the best at a task, you got like your prize was a payday, and I don't know why. That's just like the candy bar they had there.
Mhm.
that they gave out, and I had one day where I got like 3 paydays, and
That was like the highlight of your
no,
childhood.
dude. So
Where's the story
so
going?
listen, so we had a movie night, right? And we go to this movie night, and I saved these 3 paydays for the movie night. And I was a little fat kid, you know, so I was like, I'm gonna eat all these paydays right here, dude. And I didn't realize that that's just like a very bad idea to eat 3 paydays
You
in a
might
row.
suffocate.
So I ate 3 paydays, and we're like halfway through this movie, and all of a sudden my stomach starts to gargle, and I'm like, oh fuck, I gotta go to the bathroom. And my buddy Chuck was sitting right next to me, and I was like, dude, I gotta go to the bathroom. He's like, so go. And I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna make it, because it was like a quarter of a mile to the bathroom.
Oh,
It was like the bathroom was like in between the cabin and the auditorium place where we were at. And so I fucking take off and I run to the bathroom. I get like halfway there and just blow diarrhea all inside my pants, dude.
Oh.
Just fucking disaster. Shit my pants. I'm sitting there. I'm in the bathroom. I might have been crying, but
I would have been crying. I was
I'm
gonna
in
say,
there.
yeah, I
I'm
would've-
5th grade, dude. I'm sitting in this bathroom stall, and all of a sudden, I just have my pants sitting there like all shitty and everything, and I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden, I hear the door open, and my buddy Chuck was like, "Johnny, are you okay, man?" And I was like, dude, I shit my pants. And he was like, oh shit, do you want me to go get you a change of clothes? And I was like, yeah, that'd be awesome.
You were the
dude."
greatest dude
And
ever.
And so he went and got me a change of clothes and shit. Never fucking told anybody about it. And it was like, I was like, that's a fucking friend right there, dude. Like,
So do you like not eat paydays anymore now just because of that? You're like, nope, I don't want that memory.
I didn't eat them for a long time after that, but I'll eat them now. They're good.
Took some time to recover.
Yeah.
How much diarrhea was it?
It was so much.
It makes me
It
think
was
that
so
wasn't
bad.
I
just
would've
the paydays.
been
Dude.
like, hey, I'm calling my parents. I'm going home. Camp isn't for me. Like,
Yeah, but that wasn't a possibility, dude.
I guess that's true.
I threw away my jeans and my underwear.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did you have to tell your parents? Was your mom like, where's that pair of pants I packed?
I don't remember if I told her or not.
Be like, yeah, I pooped myself again.
I
I
don't
decided
know.
to eat 3
I don't
paydays in
remember.
one movie.
I know that was the last time that I shit myself, though.
No
It
more
was
paydays.
5th grade. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever fully shit myself. I've
No.
sharded.
It's never made it like to the pants.
Yeah.
Definitely the boxers. That's happened.
I've
but, like,
sharded, yeah. I've had to throw away some
I
boxes.
think everybody's
I
had
remember
that.
But I've
like-
never full on like shit myself.
In
No.
like 3rd grade, I pissed myself at a Blockbuster, and
What's wrong with
it
you?
was my
Were you-
dad's fault.
Were you like
It
not
was-
potty trained?
No, it was my dad's fault because I was like, I told him I had to go to the bathroom, and he was like, all right, let me find this movie, you know, and I'm like, I gotta go like now, and I didn't know all you had to do is ask the people, and they would have let you in the fucking bathroom.
Yeah.
But my dad was like, you're gonna wait till we get home. Like he was, you know, like getting all pissed off and shit because I was like, no, I have to go. I was like jumping up and down, you know, and he was like, stop being a baby. I'm gonna grab this movie real quick, and we'll get out of here and go home. And he turned around, and there's just piss.
You're right. It's entirely his
you're
fault.
like, I told you I had to go.
You know?
He couldn't stop for like 2 seconds. Be like, hey,
Yeah.
can you let him in the bathroom? And then go back to like.
He doesn't think about like the safety of
probably,
his car.
like, one of
You
your-
gotta understand that my dad was very irritable whenever I was a kid because he quit smoking weed like whenever we were little. So he didn't smoke weed for like 10 years.
Whew. Yeah, I'd be irritable too.
And my dad's a big pothead, so like, yeah.
What willpower, man? That's impressive.
Yeah.
I'll give him that.
Good guy.
Although I can't figure out why he wouldn't think about the sanctity of his vehicle with like a child that has to piss. I'd be like, this kid's gonna piss in my car if I
right.
try to like take
That's
him
so
home.
much worse.
Now I'm stuck with my car
Oh.
smelling like piss.
Were you
Like,
crying? Because I probably would have cried too.
Probably. Yeah.
One
Because
time.
my dad would just start yelling.
That's
you know?
embarrassing. Like
It
now I'm getting
was-
yelled
yeah.
at. I'm covered
Yeah,
in piss. I'm in
yeah.
a
now
movie
you have a
store.
piss
Like
kink.
Some-
because
some,
you're
like,
traumatized.
some
My dad was
middle-aged guy's
not
gonna
chill.
come clean it.
when I was a kid, dude.
So
Not
like
at all.
the movie store people had to like come clean up the piss,
piss
in the aisle. Like
fucking like
Yeah.
sci-fi
Oh,
aisle.
definitely.
Oh, that
100%.
that's oof.
Dude, one time in kindergarten, this didn't happen to me. It happened to my friend Peter. We were like 5 years old, right? and you can't like in kindergarten they don't let you go to the bathroom on your own because you're like too little of a kid.
Yeah.
But this kid was like, I really gotta go. So teacher was like, fine. It was just right around the corner from the classroom, so go. And he was gone for like 45 minutes. We're like, what the fuck happened to Peter? And right as she was gonna go and like check on him, he comes back in crying, just covered head to toe in shit. Like he shit himself so bad. Dude,
Why would you come back in the classroom?
He was 5 years old. He didn't know what to do.
What am I supposed to do?
He thought somebody was gonna come get him, but he's like, oh, if I
Holy
spend my
shit.
time crying in the bathroom, nobody's gonna notice. And I
How
think
does
about
it
this.
get that bad?
I still remember this. Like he blew out, like he pooped so much, it went down his pants, and then just like went up to like his nips.
He like zero gravity. How does?
Yeah, he was just covered in diarrhea.
How does that happen?
Or that's how I remember it. But he was
Yeah.
crying pretty hard, and
Dude.
I was sat by the teacher, so I smelled it. I was like, ugh. And then he was just crying, and like nobody knew what to do, dude. Nobody like laughed. Everybody was just horrified.
Shocked.
Because
Yeah.
I've never seen that much shit.
Dude, you know what's
To this day.
crazy is my elementary school when we were in like kindergarten, first grade, they would let us like go to the bathroom with like a buddy or whatever, you know, like
That's a
like
bad
yeah.
idea.
yeah, but we had to go outside to go to the bathroom because the way our school was, it was like
You had an outhouse.
no, it
Sure,
was
in
like
Texas.
The one room.
Yeah.
no, but it
schoolhouse.
was
One
like
room
it was like a
schoolhouse.
corridor outside, and all the classroom doors were like, you know, almost like a motel looking.
Okay, yeah, that
thing.
is weird.
Yeah, and so you had to go outside to go to the bathroom, and like go outside the classroom, go down the hall, and go to the bathroom. And so like if somebody was gone for like 45 minutes in there, they would have been like, I think Johnny got kidnapped.
That was
like,
my first
you know,
question, was
like,
like,
it was-
where did
yeah.
this kid
How many
go?
kids didn't come back to your school because
yeah.
they're just
We're-
set up to be taken?
We're friends on Facebook, and I haven't talked to this kid in like 20 years, and I really want to ask him if he remembers it. I think I've talked about this on the podcast. I bring it up a lot.
You got to show
We'll
us
just
the
make
picture of this
we'll just
kid.
make a clip of this, and you can send it to him and be like,
Be
"Do you
like,
remember
Do
this?
you remember this?
Do you remember the most embarrassing moment of your life that I just shared on my podcast?"
No, I'd be like, dude, this show nobody listens to it. We're not even on Spotify, but I think about it a lot. I think
Yeah.
about it probably every couple of months.
Only when I masturbate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Especially then, and I do it a lot. But he shit. So, and then he had his older brother was in 8th grade, and the teacher didn't know what to do with his clothes. Like he had to go to like the Lost and Found and get like sweatpants and stuff. And then at the time, I thought his brother was like way older because he was like in 8th grade, but he was only like 12 or 13. She was just like, yeah, Peter had an accident. Here's his clothes, and she just handed him a plastic bag of his like shit clothes, and he was like, what the fuck do I do with this? And he just like went outside, and I saw him just throwing in a trash can. He's
And
like,
we're like, why didn't she do this?
yeah, I was like, we're not keeping these, we're not putting these in the wash.
Yeah.
Like, but I just remember him just being like, what the fuck happened?
All right, guys, subscribe to the YouTube. If you have friends you think would like the podcast, tell them to subscribe. Even if they wouldn't like the podcast, tell them to subscribe anyways. All right.
And also maybe check out that movie about young Hitler.
Yeah.
Hitler, Rise of Evil.
You don't
2003.
have to do
You should do that.
that. All right.